Maya is meant to be really intimidating. Dad, I want Mumbai's most stylish, you know? And I was like, that's kind of dumb. I feel like fashion is a language, and what we're communicating is essentially who we are.
Saris or gowns?
I love saris, but gowns are more comfortable.
Hi everyone and welcome to SpoyboyE Style Check, where we talk about all things fashion and style. Today we have with us the gorgeous Monica Dogra, who will soon be seen in the web show Cartel on MX Players MX Gold plus All Balaji, releasing on August 20. Monica, welcome to SpoyboyE Style Check.
Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So in Cartel, I think you're playing this character called Maya, who's apparently very sensuous and sexy and yet manipulative. So how was the styling done, keeping that kind of a character in mind?
Maya is meant to be really intimidating. So her clothes were styled that way. You know, lots of really classic silhouettes, but you know, she dares to bear, which was stressful actually. And you know, lots of like short dresses, yeah, lots of high heels, lots of kind of diamond jewelry. She's meant to look like wealthy, intimidating, sexy, and upper class too. That's another really defining characteristic of Maya. Yeah.
So I think Maya's clothes and Monica's clothes, would you say that they're like very different in terms of fashion?
Super different. Yeah. Big time.
How I'm seeing you right.
What Maya wears and never.
Really? Okay. So because the way I'm seeing you right now, you're just in this t-shirt and this whole grungy, Avril Lavigne sort of vibe I'm getting. Is that what you are like when it comes to your personal style?
I think what defines me across the board is that I'm really experimental. So I like a lot of different things, but for me, definitely freedom. And yeah, there's always kind of like a sense of freedom in whatever I choose to wear. So I can dress up a lot. I can be really grungy. I can be really soft. I can be really feminine. I can be very androgynous. I can be very sporty. I can be everything. But whatever I do, there's always a feeling of freedom, not restriction, you know. Her clothes are like, they make you stand taller and they make you sit a certain way, you know. I sit like this. That's Monica. Yeah.
Monica, you grew up in NYC, which is like basically the heart of fashion, New York City. Would you say that how did that shape your fashion sense over the years?
So I didn't grow up in New York. I moved to New York when I was 17. I grew up in Baltimore. And I've been exploring style, much to my dad's disappointment, since I was really young, since I was 12. He still tells me all the time, he's like, when are you going to buy real pants? When are you going to buy real clothes? And I'm like, Dad, I want Mumbai's most stylish, you know? Words for my style. And he's like, but why do they think you dress nicely? Ye kya hai, wo kya hai? He's like that. But yeah, I guess I've not been influenced by the cities or places I've lived in, but I've been influenced by the art and the music that I love. And yeah, my heroes. So some of my heroes are people like Patti Smith, like Ani DeFranco, you know, in Indian spaces, Shabana Azmi, Tabu. So I've always kind of gravitated towards really powerful women who are unafraid of, you know, existing outside of the box.
Who's your biggest inspiration, you'd say, fashion-wise?
Oh, Nicole Richie. I think Nicole Richie's style is phenomenal. Do I idolize it? No, but I respect her career a lot, and I love her label, House of Harlow, and I love her style. I think she's stunning.
So, Monica, what would you say is like the most expensive fashion item in your closet that you really probably regretted buying soon after?
I mean, I didn't regret it, but I bought a vintage Valentino when I did Fear Factor. And I was like, that's kind of dumb. I may not wear it more than I haven't worn it. I wore it once to a wedding, you know. But I had this moment where I said to myself, if I make it to another episode of Fear Factor, I was going to go and buy this dress because it fit me so perfectly. And I do, you know, for someone who many people could say is a hippie or like a bohemian, free-spirited person, I do really love fashion and I like nice fashion. Yeah, I've gravitated towards some fancy things here and there.
If I hypothetically open your bag right now, what I'm gonna find?
You would find a pair of noise isolating headphones. You'd find some USB sticks. You would find ylang ylang rosewater spray.
Mm-hmm.
Find geranium essential oil and cedarwood essential oil. You'd find my journal, my diary. I put a lot of things in my bag. I always joke about being Mary Poppins because I just put so much crap in my bag. Yeah, I think that's all you'd find.
If you're going out for a casual lunch with your girlfriends on a Sunday, how would you dress up yourself, or what would be the makeup like?
Big t-shirts as dresses these days. That's something I do all the time. And I have the pair of Converse combat boots that are rubber soled, so they're really comfortable, but they look dressy. So I always crack jokes about that being my dress shoe, but they're really cute. So I'd probably wear like a big baggy extra large t-shirt and those combat boots. And I always do similar things with my makeup. I don't really experiment with my makeup. I'm very lazy. So yeah, that's it. I know it sounds so boring. I like to layer with accessories.
Yeah.
And to me, each piece means something. Like I'm a Scorpio. I'm a proud Scorpio. So this is something I wear often. This is from a guru of mine. These I just think look cool. My friend calls me Madhumaki, so I wear a little bee on my ear. Can you see that it's a bee?
Yeah, it's so cute. And you have like multiple piercings. So do I.
Yeah, I just got these done. My nephew was born on the 3rd of June. So I was like, what am I going to do to honor him? I'm going to go poke holes in my body.
That's a nice way of looking at it. That brings us to our second segment where we will have some quick questions and you'll have to answer in like a yes or no or like one word. So let's go. Your favorite lip color?
Coral.
Who's your go-to designer?
Dhruv Kapoor.
Never have I ever had a fashion faux pas in a public place. Yes or no?
Oh yes, I've had many.
Tell us one that you remember, a fashion faux pas.
I remember, you know, in the beginning of my career, I didn't get paid very much to do the things that I did, but I would be invited to red carpets and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't have any money. So what was I supposed to do? Also, for me, I was such a, like, you know, I'm so chill that I would just wash my hair and it would be wet and I would go to an event because my hair dries really nicely. I have like kind of wavy hair. I mean, I touched up the front, but my hair naturally does this. So, and I like it like that. So I would never do my hair. So I'd take a shower. I'd run to the event. My hair would be wet. You know, I'd not have the right shoes with the right bag, and fashion blogs would be very rude and it sucked. Yeah.
Saris or gowns?
I mean, for me, gowns. I love saris, but gowns are more comfortable for me.
Hot couture or comfy pajamas?
Oh, you can't ask me to choose. I like both. I want both. I want to be balanced.
What's your favorite accessory of all time?
Of all time, I've always wear this. It's my grandfather's Cartel. It says "Om
Oh,
Namah
how sweet!
And yeah, it's reminds me of him. He was a priest. He was a pundit. He was a Sanskrit scholar, and I love it. And I never take it off.
Sweet.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. What's one item that every woman should have in their closet?
A really great pair of combat boots, I think, if that's your style. And if not, then something else every woman should have in their closet, I think, is a vintage piece, like something that carries energy, a story.
Yeah. Talking about vintage, what's one vintage fashion trend that you really wish makes a comeback?
Do you remember those t-shirts that used to change color when they got hot?
Really?
90s? Yeah, that was a thing. I liked that. That was cool. Because right now tie-dye is, you know, everything's tie-dye, 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 tie-dye. But there used to be t-shirts in the 90s that changed color when they got hot. They were cool.
Interesting. Your favorite perfume?
I don't wear perfume. I wear essential oils. And specifically, I mix geranium, rose, and cedarwood. I often get the feedback that I smell very nice.
If you were an item of clothing, what would you be?
I would be like a super distressed, like epically distressed pair of denims.
According to you, what's the best fashion destination in the world?
I mean, I think probably New York. Yeah.
Heels or flats?
Flats.
Flats. That brings us to the end of our show. But before we end, I have to ask you to give a beauty tip that you swear by.
So I think many Indian women, we all use kajal. And one of my makeup artists taught me to line not on top of my eyelid, but underneath, like inside. And that really opens your eye up.
Oh, that's a nice tip. I'll try. And lastly, some fashion or style advice for our viewers.
I feel like fashion is a language, and what we're communicating is essentially who we are. And it's sexy when you're yourself, you know, whatever that is. I have yet to find someone who was unabashedly who they are, unapologetically who they are, and didn't have something, you know, that made me curious about them or like them in some way or paid more attention to them. So that's my advice.
Awesome. Thank you, Monica, so much for coming on SpoyboyE Style Check. Stay stylish.
Bye. Thank you.